Hello friends, welcome to Crackit CSE, and in this series of database today we'll be understanding the set operations in relational algebra. So far we have completed mostly all of the operators in relational algebra. So hopefully this will be the last video on relational algebra. After this particular video I will be coming up with few example or few practice problem so that you can be thoroughly getting the idea how questions can be formed and how you can answer those questions. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe it for more such videos. And now let's start with the set operations. So we know that in set operations, so what are the different set operations we have? Union, intersection and set difference. So we call set difference as minus also. So in relational algebra, we understand three set operations. So these three set operations will be used in relational algebra. So the intersection R union S, R intersection S, R minus S allowed only if R and S are union compatible. So what is the meaning of union compatible? Union compatible is nothing but a set of rules that needs to be satisfied for the tables to be so that we can perform these three set operations. What are those two conditions? So R and S are union compatible if the arity of R is equals to the arity of S. So what is the arity here? Arity is nothing but the number of attribute in a table. That means the two tables in which we want to perform such set operations has to have same number of attributes. Right? What is the second one? See, domain of each attribute of R must be same as domain of S attributes. Like if I talk about the particular attribute, so if one is having numeric value, then the respective attribute in another table should also be having the numeric values. It should not have the alphabetic value. So this is known as the domain. Now let's see how. So these are the two examples to support these two rules. So here you can see that if I want to perform R union S or maybe any other set operations, then I need to check first for arity. That means the number of attribute in R has to be same as number of attribute in S. Here you can see that the number of attribute in R are 2 and here the number of attribute is only 1. That means we can say that it is not allowed. It is not union compatible. That means we cannot perform the set operations on this particular stuff. Now let's go with the second example. Here you can see that if we want to perform any set operations, first of all I need to check the arity. Here the arity is 2 because 2 attribute. Here also the arity is 2 because 2 attributes. So now if I want to perform the R union S, so first condition, that is arity, has been satisfied. Now I have to check for the domain of each attribute. So this SID and this SID having the same domain because they will be having alphanumeric value, so which is okay. But if you check for the student name and respective attribute in second table, the student name will be in alphabets but the marks will be in numbers. That means it will be numeric. So we can say that the domain of student name and marks are not same. So if the domain are not same, then we cannot perform any set operations. So it is not allowed because they are not union compatible. Right? Now let's try to find out how we can perform the union, intersection and set operation, set difference in our table. So here I am taking two tables R and S where I am having two attributes in both of the table. So if I want to perform the set operation, I need to ensure that the arity has to be same. So you can see that here in R there are two attributes, similarly in S there are two attributes. So arity has been satisfied. Now I have to check for the domain of each attribute. So here the domain of A is numeric. So the respective domain is for C is also numeric. Now I have to check for B, it is numeric and the respective attribute is also having the numeric domain. That means these two tables are union compatible. These two relations are union compatible. So we can easily perform the union operation. Now how to perform the union operation? So In union operation, what we do is we take all the common attributes along with the left one. So here I am talking about the R union S. So we have to check for the R table. Here I am having 2 and 4 common in both. So what will be the output? Output will be AB. It will be 2 4. So it is again repeated, and I already told you in my previous video that in relational algebra we do not deal with the repeated values. So the output will be distinct value always. So this 2 4 is already done, so we will not be considering it once again. So similarly this 2 4, so it will not be repeated. Now I am having 3 4. 3 4 is not in this particular table, but here we need to make sure that the left out records should also be there in the union. That's why I will take 3 4. Now which particular record is remaining? Now you can go with the right hand side table. Here you can see that 5 8, this record is remaining. So the output of R union S will be the common records of the both table, which is 2 4, and the left out records for both table, that is 3 4 and 5 8. Similarly, if I want to perform the R intersection S, in intersection we deal only with the common attribute. We do not think of the left out attribute. So what will be the output? Output will be AB, because in left I am having R, so I will be taking attribute of R table only. Now what is the common record? So 2 4 is the only common record which is available. In intersection we do not deal with the left out records, so we are not writing the left out records here. In R minus S we can say, so in R minus S also we will be having output as AB attribute. Now if I want to subtract 2 4, so if I want to subtract 2 4, 2 4 will be subtracted, right? Here I am having 3 4. 5 8 cannot be subtracted because it is not in this. So this R will lead to the output, because we have to find out the records of R which are not in S. So AB will give us only one record, which is 3 and 4. So I hope that you got an idea how they exactly work. And one important thing, that it always gives us the distinct record. In relational algebra, any query will give you the distinct record. Now let's try to understand this with set theory example. So here you can see that R union S. What is R union S? That means it will give us a record X which belong to R, and this symbol is known as OR. In like we understand this in digital logic design, so this is the same operator which is OR. So X will be either belongs to R or X either belongs to S. If it belongs to any one of those, then it will be in R union S. Similarly, in R intersection S, X will be a record if X belongs to R and it belongs to S. That means here it needs to belong to both of those particular table. Here it is known as only. That means X belongs to R and X does not belongs to S. That means X only belongs to R, or we can say that X belongs to R but not S. So remember these two keywords, only or but not. So the set difference is having the word only and but not. Union means or, intersection means and. So you have to remember these words, because these words will be useful while when we will formulating the queries. Now let's try to understand how we can formulate the queries on the basis of these set operations. So I'm having three examples over here. What are these three examples? I took enroll and course as two tables which are having attributes as student ID and course ID, and in course table I am having two attributes as course ID and instructor. Now I have to retrieve student ID enrolled some course taught by course. So here I am having some, so we can directly find it out. So we have to retrieve the student id enrolled some course taught by Course. So this is one query you can understand, and or some course taught by Navate. That means this or will be working as the union operator. I already told you in the previous page that this all will be nothing but the union operator. Now how to find out the query? So first of all you can do it like this, like an project student id from enroll join operation with course, where so we will be projecting, we'll be using pi symbol here, we'll be projecting the instructor is equal to course. So this is the query for this particular sub statement. Now with the union operation I have to find out the query for this right hand side. So similarly do it like this, that project student id from enroll join with, I'm writing it down, select course where instructor is equals to Navate. So this way it will give you the all records where the instructor is equals to course or the instructor is equal to Navate. So this is the one possibility how you can answer this. But there is one more method you can answer. So this is first method. Now go to the second method. So here I am having union operation, and I know that union is denoted by this symbol in digital logic. So you can use the same symbol in writing the another type of query, like how. See, we can write it like this: enroll perform join operation with course, and from course we have to select only those instructor where instructor is equals to course, and we can use this or operator, or the instructor is equals to Navate. So for union operation this works fine. For union operation, if you combine two conditions in a single query, then it works fine. But if I do the same thing with the intersection, it will not work fine. Let me show you how. So in the second query you can see that I have to retrieve student id enrolled some course taught by Course and some course taught by Navate. So this and is nothing but the intersection. So how you can write? You can just write it like this: project student id from enroll join with course, and project only those records where the instructor is equal to course. So this is the subquery before and. Now we have to take care of subquery after and intersection. Then similarly I have to write the same query where the instructor is Navate this time. Project from course where instructor is equals to Navate. So this is one method, as I already told you. And here if you try to find out using this second method, so this is first method, here these both are correct. But here if you try to find out like this: project student id enroll select from course where instructor is equals to course. Now here I have to use and instructor is equals to Navate. So this particular kind of query will not work here, because if you write query like this, it will try to find out the course where the instructor is both course and Navate, where the instructor is both course as well as Navate. So this is not the right query. So this is wrong. As per the instruction has to be both. So there is a condition that instructor has to be both, which is not right with respect to this particular query. So you have to make sure that you are getting the right answer after formulating the query. So you have to remember this particular stuff. Now let's go with the third one, that is retrieve student ID enrolled only. So here I am having only, that means I know I need to use the minus or set difference operator. So how I can find it out? Let me take an example. Over here I am having a table enroll with SID, CID, attribute and CID as CID and instructor in the course table. So I am taking some values as S1, C1, S1, C3, S2, C2 and S3 and C4. So this is the enroll table. Now I am taking here a table is C1, C2, C3, C4, where the instructor for C1 is Korth, C2 is Korth, C3 is Navate and C4 is Ullman. So I am taking these two tables to give you a idea of set difference operators. So if you want to find out, if you want to retrieve the student IDs enrolled only courses taught by Korth, that means we have to find out the student ID of only those students who enrolled only for the Korth course. So here you can see that this S1 is enrolled with C1, which is course, and this S1 is enrolled with C3, which is of Navate. S2 is enrolled with C2, which is of Korth, and S3 is for C1. So here you can see one thing is that how you can find it out. So to find it out, we have to do one thing. We have to find it in a negation, like student ID enrolled some course. So it will give you the ID of all of the courses, all of the students who are enrolled for some course, like S1, S2, S3 are the three possible values for this. From that we have to subtract the student ID who enrolled non-Korth course, because we need to find out only those students who are having the instructor as Korth in their course. So you can see that I am having here three values, S1, S2, S3, because these are the three student IDs which enrolled some course. Now we have to find out the student ID enrolled non-Korth course. So which are the non-Korth course? C3 and C4. So C3 and C4, that means S1 and S3. So now if you subtract S1 and S3 from S1, S2, S3, it will give you S2. That means S2 is the only student who enrolled only for the Korth course. Here you can see that S2 enrolled only for the Korth. So now we have to convert this particular operation into the query form. So how we can convert this into the query? Like we can just write project student ID from enroll. This will give you this particular value from the enrolled table. Then we have to subtract this particular operation, that is student ID enrolled non-Korth course. How you can do that? Just simply enroll join with course, and in course we will be selecting only those course IDs where the instructor is not equals to course. So by this query we would be able to perform the same operation. So I hope you got an idea that how we can formulate the query using the set operator. So if you found this video useful, like this video, share it with your friends, comment your feedback in the comment box below, and if you are having any query related to any preparation strategy or any subject, you can mention it in the comment box, or you can join me on my Facebook group or page that I will be providing the link in the description so that you can join. Thanks for supporting, keep learning, have a great day.